Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding out you have just 30 days to leave the country you've called home for years. Sounds impossible, right? Well, according to new government data released this month, over 2 million people in the UK could soon face that exact nightmare. The UK's new immigration rules for 2025 have shocked legal experts, human rights groups, and families across the country. Stricter salary requirements, higher visa fees, and tighter deportation powers are just the beginning. And the scariest part? Many of these changes are already being quietly rolled out, catching thousands off guard. Could you or someone you love be forced to leave? Are students, workers, and even permanent residents now at risk? What hidden rule could change your status without you even realizing it? Today we're breaking down the 10 biggest rule changes you need to know about, and how they could dramatically impact your future in the UK. Some of these new laws are shocking, others are heartbreaking, but all of them are real, and you deserve to know exactly what's coming. Stay with me until the end, because knowing these details could be the difference between staying safe and facing unexpected deportation. Number 1. Stricter minimum salary requirements. If you thought the old salary thresholds were tough, get ready. The UK government has just raised the bar even higher. From May 2025, the minimum salary requirement for skilled worker visas has jumped to £38,700 per year. That's a sharp increase from the previous £26,200, leaving thousands of workers stunned and scrambling to figure out their future. Think about it. What happens to the care workers, hospitality staff, junior tech employees, and thousands of others who don't meet the new threshold? The harsh truth. Many could be forced to leave the country, even if they've lived and worked here for years, built their careers, and raised their families here. Legal experts warn that even a small shortfall, as little as £500, could now mean visa denial or forced departure. Employers are being urged to review salaries immediately, but not all companies will comply in time. Imagine being a restaurant manager, making £30,000 a year, supporting your family, and suddenly you're no longer considered valuable enough to stay. It's not just a pay slip, it's your entire life hanging in the balance. Worse yet, renewals and visa extensions will also require proof of meeting the new salary requirements, even for those already living legally in the UK for years. One missed raise, one overlooked promotion, and your right to stay could vanish overnight. Is your salary high enough to survive these new rules? Will your employer be willing, or even able, to offer you a raise? How prepared are you to fight for your place? Practical tip. If your salary is close but not enough, it's crucial to start discussions with your employer now. Some industries are desperate to retain workers and may be open to quick salary adjustments. Also, check if your job is listed under shortage occupations, where lower thresholds might still apply. Document everything: pay raises, promotions, skills. It could make all the difference when it's time to renew. Because in this new system, even a few pounds could mean the difference between staying in your home or being forced to leave everything behind. Number 2. End of post-study work visas. Imagine investing years of your life and thousands of pounds into getting a UK degree, only to find out that you have to pack your bags and leave the moment you graduate. Sounds like a bad dream. Unfortunately, it's quickly becoming reality. Starting from September 2025, the UK government will officially phase out the popular post-study work visa, also known as the graduate route. This visa used to give international students 2 full years to find a job after graduation. Now, that window will slam shut tight, with no second chances. What happens if you graduate without a job lined up? What if your dream employer needs months to finish your paperwork? What if you simply need a little more time to settle your life? Without the post-study work visa, new graduates must immediately secure a skilled worker sponsorship or leave the country within just 60 days after completing their course. No grace period, no bridge options, no forgiveness. Picture yourself graduating after years of study, attending the ceremony, throwing your cap into the air, only to realize that the countdown to departure has already begun. 2 months to leave behind your dreams, your friends, your future. The cruel twist. Many UK employers are reluctant to sponsor fresh graduates because it's expensive and complicated for them. Meaning even talented, hard-working students may be left with no options but to go back home, and start all over again. Practical tip: if you're a current student or graduating soon, start job hunting at least 6 months before finishing your degree. Build strong networks, attend career fairs, and directly target companies that are already licensed sponsors. Proactivity is no longer optional, it's essential for survival. Don't leave your future to chance. Be ready, be smart, and stay ahead. Comment below if you're a student feeling the pressure of these changes, and hit subscribe to stay updated with real, actionable advice to protect your future in the UK. Number 3. New family reunification criteria. Until now, bringing your loved ones to join you in the UK was challenging, but possible. From May 2025 onward, that path will narrow almost to the point of closure. Under the new family reunification rules, sponsors must meet an increased financial requirement, £38,700 per year, matching the skilled worker salary threshold. In addition, sponsors must demonstrate a clear and sustained ability to support dependents for at least 5 consecutive years, not just the initial period after arrival. Simply having a job is no longer enough. The Home Office will now examine employment history in detail, including contract types, income stability, and gaps in employment. Temporary contracts, freelance work, or frequent job changes may now work against an applicant. The standard for proving genuine relationships has also risen sharply. Couples must now present multiple layers of evidence: shared financial commitments, joint property agreements, overlapping travel histories. Text messages, social media posts, or personal photos, once widely accepted, will now carry less weight. Children over 18 are also under new scrutiny. They must demonstrate deep dependency, financial or medical, beyond normal education support. Even small oversights can be fatal. An expired employment contract, missing payslips, inconsistent bank statements. Any gap could mean rejection without appeal. According to officials, these rules are intended to protect public finances and ensure family units are fully self-sufficient. Critics, however, warn that the real impact will be long-term separation, emotional devastation, and the quiet dismantling of migrant family life in Britain. A technicality, a deadline, a missing form. That's all it could take to split a family forever. Number 4. Increased application fees. Brace yourself, because applying for a UK visa just got a lot more expensive. Starting from July 2025, application fees across almost all visa categories are rising sharply, between 20% and 35%. That's right. Whether you're renewing your visa, bringing a family member, switching visa types, or applying for settlement, expect to pay hundreds, sometimes thousands, more than before. Here's what it looks like. A skilled worker visa, previously costing around £625, will now push closer to £820. Partner visa applications are expected to climb well past £2,000, before you even factor in the health surcharge or priority processing fees. And don't forget the extras. Biometric appointments, document certification, translation services, priority slots, they're all going up too. Why the sudden price hike? According to the Home Office, the plan is to make the immigration system fully self-funding, meaning migrants will bear the entire financial load. Put simply, applying to stay in the UK is becoming a premium service, one that fewer and fewer people may be able to afford. Planning to bring dependents? Each dependent application will come at full price. A family of 4 could easily face combined fees running into over £10,000 just to apply. And beware, failing to pay the exact correct amount, missing a surcharge, or making a late payment can now lead to automatic rejection. No grace period, no warnings. If you think these fee hikes are only for new applicants, think again. They apply to renewals, extensions, and permanent residence requests too. No exceptions. Bottom line, if you're planning to apply anytime soon, budget now and budget big. Because when the new rates hit, they won't just dent your wallet, they could derail your entire future. Number 5. Mandatory English test for more visas. It used to be that English tests were only required for certain visas. Now, almost every major visa category, from skilled worker visas to family sponsorships, will demand mandatory higher-level English proficiency starting late 2025. And here's where the trouble begins. I remember speaking with a woman named Alina, a talented chef from Eastern Europe. She had worked in London for 5 years, her restaurant loved her, her customers loved her, but she had always struggled with formal English tests. Conversation, fine. Paperwork and essays, not so much. Under the new rules, Alina, and thousands like her, must now pass an officially approved English test at a higher level than ever before. No exceptions, no shortcuts, no appeals. It's not just about chatting fluently anymore. Candidates must show advanced abilities in reading, writing, speaking, and understanding complex materials. Mistakes that used to be overlooked could now decide someone's entire future. Failing the test? Automatic visa denial. No second chances based on experience, years in the UK, or employer references. And what about the hidden costs? Each English test can cost between £150 and £300. But that's just the start. Preparation courses, practice exams, travel costs to an official centre. It adds up fast. Retakes are common, and each one is another blow to both wallet and hope. For many immigrants already juggling visa fees, housing, childcare, and rising living costs, this new hurdle feels almost impossible. The government says it's about integration. Critics say it's another silent wall being built, one exam at a time. Bottom line, if your English isn't sharp across every area, not just conversation, it could soon cost you your future in Britain. Number 6. Reduced skilled worker shortage list. The UK's shortage occupation list has been a lifeline for many migrants, offering lower salary thresholds and easier visa routes for critical jobs. That lifeline is now shrinking, fast and with little warning. Starting from August 2025, the government will cut down the shortage list by nearly 50%. Entire sectors that once relied heavily on overseas talent are being dropped, heavily restricted, or reclassified. Here's the key reality: care workers. Largely removed except for very senior or specialist roles. Chefs and hospitality workers. Only specialist executive positions will qualify. Junior healthcare staff, lab technicians, IT support engineers. Slashed from the list almost entirely. Why this change? Officials argue the UK must prioritise domestic workers and encourage employers to invest in local training. Critics warn the reality could be far harsher. Labour shortages are likely to deepen in healthcare, construction and food services, straining an already pressured economy. If your job was previously on the shortage list, what does this mean for you? It means you may now need to meet the full higher salary threshold. No discounts, no shortcuts. It means stricter sponsorship requirements must be satisfied immediately. And it means many previously eligible roles may no longer qualify for sponsorship at all, cutting off vital immigration pathways. The consequences could be brutal. Workers mid-application could find themselves disqualified overnight. Employers will face rising costs and reduced flexibility in filling urgent vacancies. Migrants planning moves could see entire career paths vanish almost instantly. Even sectors that remain listed will face tighter definitions, greater documentation demands, and stricter enforcement. Bottom line, if you're relying on the shortage occupation list to stay, work, or settle in the UK, check carefully, act early, and expect sudden changes. Because what was true yesterday may not be true tomorrow. Number 7. Tighter deportation powers. Deportation has always been a part of immigration law, but now it's about to become faster, harsher, and far less forgiving. Under the new Home Office policies coming into force in September 2025, deportation powers will be dramatically expanded. Minor offences that previously might have triggered fines, warnings, or temporary suspensions could now result in immediate deportation proceedings. What's considered enough to deport someone? A suspended prison sentence of just 6 months or more. Accumulating even persistent minor offences, like repeated driving violations. Suspicion of breaching visa conditions, even without formal conviction or trial. And it doesn't end there. New powers will allow immigration officers to detain individuals without a court hearing for up to 60 days, while cases are reviewed internally. Legal protections that once provided breathing room, appeals, grace periods, bail hearings, are being tightened or outright removed. Imagine missing one notification letter, one delayed visa renewal, One technical mistake on a form that could now trigger a deportation order without any opportunity to defend yourself. For families, the consequences are even worse. Family ties, years of lawful residency, UK-born children, none of these factors are guaranteed to protect you anymore. Cases will now be decided based on a new public interest priority, where security and economic considerations outweigh humanitarian concerns. Even students, skilled workers, and spouses holding valid visas could be affected if accused of minor breaches. An employer error, a late course enrollment, or a misunderstood visa condition could put your future at risk. The message from the new rules is chillingly clear: no second chances, no leniency, no exceptions, no excuses. In this new system, one unnoticed error could erase everything you built, and you might never see it coming. Number 8. Visa renewal hardships. If you thought getting your visa the first time was stressful, brace yourself, because renewing your visa is about to become even harder. Under the 2025 updates, visa renewals will come with higher documentation standards, tighter deadlines, and stricter scrutiny than ever before. It's no longer just a routine formality. It's a race against time, and one mistake could end everything you built. Here's what's changing. Proof of continuous employment is mandatory for work visas. Any gaps over 30 days could trigger an automatic refusal. Financial records must cover the entire visa period, not just the last 3 months. Language certifications and criminal background checks must be updated, even if previously submitted years ago. Picture this. You submit your renewal thinking everything is fine. One missing payslip, one outdated bank statement, an employer's clerical error. Suddenly, your application is rejected, and you receive a notice. 14 days to leave the UK. There's more. Processing times are shrinking. Renewal applications must now be submitted at least 60 days before visa expiration. Miss the window, even by a day, and your legal status can disappear immediately. For students and temporary workers, compliance checks are brutal. You must prove course attendance, academic progression, and financial stability, or face visa curtailment notices without warning. It's hectic, it's merciless, it's survival of the best prepared, and don't assume extensions offer comfort. Shorter visas, fewer renewal chances, skyrocketing costs. Each renewal is now a make-or-break moment. The new 2025 message is loud and clear. Stay organized, stay ready, or be ready to leave. Because even the tiniest paperwork error could slam the door shut, permanently. Number 9. Crackdown on asylum applications. Effective from October 2025, the UK government will implement a comprehensive restructuring of the asylum system, with the stated objective of deterring illegal migration and frivolous claims. Under the new regulations, asylum applicants will face significantly shorter deadlines to submit claims, reduced from 6 months to just 30 days after arrival. Failure to file within the allotted timeframe will result in automatic case dismissal without the right to appeal. Additional procedural changes include introduction of a fast-track rejection system for claims deemed clearly unfounded within 10 working days, mandatory detention for applicants entering through unofficial routes until screening and initial decisions are completed, removal of the right to work for all asylum seekers, irrespective of waiting periods, curtailment of access to publicly funded legal representation, except for cases classified as exceptional by the Home Office. Applicants who receive a rejection will be permanently barred from reapplying, unless they can produce new material evidence not previously available at the time of the initial claim. Family reunification rights will also be substantially narrowed. Only spouses and minor children under the age of 18 will qualify, and financial maintenance requirements will be strictly enforced without exception. According to official communications, the revised system prioritizes swift removals, operational efficiency, and cost reduction. Critics argue the reforms are designed to undermine basic protections for vulnerable individuals, effectively closing off legal avenues for genuine refugees. The government's position remains unwavering. Applicants arriving via unauthorized means will be processed differently, held to tighter evidentiary standards, and subject to accelerated removal procedures. In essence, the policy shift seeks to establish deterrence through administrative pressure, limited legal recourse, and rapid expulsion. Under the new framework, seeking refuge in the UK will become exceedingly difficult, by design. Number 10. New health surcharge hike. It was once described as a small contribution, a way for migrants to support the National Health Service while living and working in the UK. Now it feels more like a punishment disguised as policy. Starting January 2026, the immigration health surcharge will rise to £1,500 per adult per year and £1,200 per child per year. That's an increase of nearly 70% compared to the 2023 rates. Think about what that really means. A family of 4, 2 adults, 2 children, renewing a 3-year visa would face a bill of nearly £16,000 up front, before a single doctor's appointment, before a single emergency room visit, all just for the right to access healthcare they may barely even use. And it must be paid in full, up front. No payment plans, no monthly installments, no second chances. Miss the deadline? Application denied. Struggle to cover the cost? Your right to stay? Gone. The government's explanation is simple. The NHS is under pressure. Migrants must contribute. But critics point out the brutal hypocrisy. Most migrants already pay full taxes, national insurance, VAT, and council taxes, exactly like any UK citizen. The surcharge is not a supplement. It's a double tax. Taxed once through your wages, taxed again for daring to need care. There are no exemptions for key workers, no mercy for low-income families. Everyone pays, everyone struggles. In quiet kitchens, in cold waiting rooms, in crowded flats across the UK, the question grows louder. How much more can people be asked to give before there's nothing left to give? The new health surcharge isn't just a fee, it's a burden, it's a test, and it's one that many won't survive. These changes aren't just policies, they're personal. Which rule do you think will hit the hardest? Let's talk in the comments, and if you found this video helpful, please check out our previous video for even more critical updates. Your support means the world to us. We pour our hearts into every video. Just one click to subscribe can make all the difference.